So in this problem, you're given a point, and you're given a line in blue, and it needs to be perpendicular to this line. The key fact here is perpendicular, and that means the negative reciprocal. Okay, so let's say if you had a slope of -4, that's not going to be the slope of this line. But let's say you had a line that had a slope of -4. The perpendicular slope in red would be 1/4 because it's the negation of the reciprocal of this number. Reciprocal means something that you can multiply to it to make it be 1. 1/4 times 4 gives you 1. And it's got to be the opposite sign. So this is the perpendicular slope. So that's what we need. But what's the slope of this guy? First of all, we don't know. So we got to put it in slope-intercept form first. So I subtracted 5x from both sides. I still have to get y by itself. So I'm going to divide 2. And remember, remember the balance step is to divide everything by 2 in order to keep that equation balanced. So you get y equals, I keep pushing the button, 9 subtracted by 5/2x, or if you like this better, this means the same thing. We can always rearrange as long as we keep the sign in front of our number. Now it's in slope-intercept form. Now we have our slope. It's -5/2. So the perpendicular slope needs to be 2/5 because that's the negative of this. Negative and a negative make it positive. And that's a reciprocal. So we just did all that work to find out the slope for our new line needs to be 2/5. So back up here, we're asked to make an equation of a line for this guy. It's got a slope of 2/5 we just found. So y equals 2/5 x plus some b that we don't know. We have one of the two primary characteristics of a line. We have the slope. We need to find the y-intercept. So to find that y-intercept, plug in the point that it has to go through. It has to go through -2, 7. So I'll do that in blue here. Plug in -7 in for y, 2 in for x. Everything else stays the same. And now you have a variable to solve for. You can get b by itself. So simplifying a little bit, 2 times 2/5 gives us 4/5. And if you're having trouble seeing that, put a little 1 into that too. 2 times 2 gives you 4. 5 times 1 gives you 5. So we almost got b by itself. Now we have to get rid of that 4/5. So turn it into nothing by subtracting a 4/5 from both sides. Running out of room, but right here, -7 subtracted by 4/5. That's -7 and 4/5 because you went further back in the negatives. Or if you like that as an improper fraction, -39/5. So yeah, we subtracted 4/5 from both sides. That canceled this out, and that turned it over here into -39/5. That's our b. So back to our original equation, we said it's going to be y equals our slope, which was, I forgot already, 2/5. That's the perpendicular slope that we had to go find. And then our y-intercept in this case was -39/5. That's it. We tailored the line. That's a 2, by the way. It's a terrible looking 2. We tailored the line so that it had this slope, and it went through the point that we were given. And so this would be the final equation.